everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek. How is everybody doing? I'm going to find you and try and read comments. Dave's here too. Say hi, Dave.
Hi.
Hold on, I'm just going to turn my light on.
I just like my voice on. Oh, come on. Not butterflies.
I don't know why it says that all the time. There must be a... Oh, my light's not plugged in.
Oh, I know. Sorry. I can come do it in a second.
No, it's okay. Hi, guys. Make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back. I'm just plugging my light in.
We'll call this one
Pardon?
Lori's Wreathing Therapy.
Wreathing therapy?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And then I'll put in brackets.
My goodness, I am a total mess here. Guys, I've had a day. Literally, I've had a day. I'm not cut out for all this. So the only way I know to clear my mind when I do have a day is to wreath. So,
Rose is yelling.
what's that?
Rose,
Rose, don't yell, I got a headache. No, I'm just kidding. Let me pull you guys up.
That light's in the shot. That's okay.
It's in the shot?
It's in the... Yeah.
Hey, Mish, I'm going to fly to Texas today. Is that okay? I've had a day, and I really need some Michelle monkey therapy.
Monkey?
I need monkey therapy. Trying to find a way to put this. Oh my gosh, I have too much crap. Well, just when I thought I was organized, I am not. So, this live, you can even, if it doesn't even make a difference, you can turn it off.
Got my
Hi,
big
everybody.
head in it. Sorry about my big head in the way, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Oh, Mississippi. Thank you, everybody, for popping on. I'm going to try and read. Dave, Lori's Wreathing Therapy. Thanks, honey. This is the only way I know how to clear my head. I don't know about you guys, how you kind of shut out life and what's going on. I make a wreath, and right now I really need to make a wreath. So I've been wanting to make a wreath for my dad, and his birthday is on the 11th, so, you know, I figured I would just jump on and make a wreath. Now I'm starting right from scratch. I have really not a clue what I'm doing. Kind of picked some stuff out, and it is what it is. Hey, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. Hey, Dana, Gabe. Marge, we did have fun at the trailer, except it just, hey, Annette, hi, honey. Yes, I do have my new mesh holder out. Dave just put it together. It was actually very easy to put together. This is from Susie Brown's Wreathing Things, and this is the first time I'm using it. I'm just kind of unpacking from Crafters Convention and realized when I was on stage, I left everything on stage. I left my perfect tails that the Soul Sisters gave me. And I'm like so upset with this right now. Like, it's not even funny. Yeah. So I don't have my perfect tails. Why does this keep coming off? Okay, you know what, honey? You're going to have to read comments for me.
Okay, I'm reading comments.
Okay. If you have a question, this isn't working. I'm a little, Susan, I'm just a little... one of those days, you know, and I think I'm hoping after making a wreath, and this wreath is for my dad for his birthday, and it's actually for my dad and my stepmom. They love fishing. I bought this stuff like last year. That's how long I've been trying to make this wreath for, and I haven't been able to make it, and I thought, you know what, I'm making it. I'm putting everything down right now, and I'm making this wreath. But I've just realized I left all my stuff on stage. I left my wire cutters, I left my perfect tails, I left my brand new Fisker scissors, my tile nippers I use that everybody loves. I left those. So, and I just realized that right before my live, so I'm a little upset. But of course, Dave to the rescue as usual.
Because everyone needs a Dave.
Everybody needs a Dave. He actually ran around within like 20 minutes. He went to Michael's and picked me up new scissors. Everybody seriously needs a Dave. So he bought me new scissors. So I do have some sharp scissors. Even though I have 200 downstairs and I didn't feel like going downstairs. And he bought me new wire cutters. He actually bought me this cable tie thingy from Amazon.
What's in the dang box, Michelle?
What dang box? Oh. Michelle, I looked in the box. It's not in the dang box. Are you talking about the box that I had all like the stuff from Derica's? Because it's not in there. But everything's missing. Like everything I brought up on stage on the table mesh are missing. So I know I left them up there. Dave bought me this gun, this cable tie thing from Amazon. It's a bit heavy. I don't know about yours, Michelle. Where did you get yours? Because I think yours is plastic, isn't it? This one's metal. And I'm sure it's pretty heavy duty. I haven't figured out how to work it because we just got it today. So I'm not going to use it though. But he got it from Amazon. I'll let you guys know how it works. But he also went and got me mini plier set. Because I even left my needle nose pliers and everything. So I have no supplies. So he went to Canadian Tire, which is just like a, kind of like a Home Depot here. And in this set, it's all kinds of needle nose pliers and the tile nippers.
Not in Derica's box. I threw everything in the other box.
What other box? Do we have an other box?
I don't know.
There's nothing left in the van or anything, right?
Did we leave anything down?
Oh, maybe if you put it in the office. Okay, I'll have to look. Because Dave and Mitchell emptied the van and put a whole bunch of stuff at the office. So I will look there. So I will find it in the dang box. And if I find it, then I have lots of supplies. Look at all these needle nose pliers.
Dave's got a brother that's married, but it doesn't matter because he's not as good looking or fun
yeah,
as
Dave.
I am.
There's only one Dave, you guys. So this little kit he bought me has these little.
Okay, I can hear Michelle yelling.
Michelle's yelling at me.
I know. I packed everything up.
Did you see them? Did you see the perfect tails and everything mesh? Because that's the only thing. Everything else could be replaced, but I really liked my perfect tails, and they gave them to me, and I really wanted to use them, and whatever. Anyways, these have wire cutters in them, and my little tile nippers I like, and a whole bunch of stuff. And did you know that needle nose pliers also have wire cutters on them? I don't know if everybody knew that, but if you look at the bottom here, those are actually very sharp right there, and they're wire cutters. So you can pull your zip tie and then still cut it right there. Sorry, I don't know where I am on the board here.
You have my dang buffalo ribbon plaid. Buffalo plaid ribbon too.
I do? Which color? The red and black? Did you buy red and black? Because I think that might be yours, because I don't remember buying it. Anyways, so Dave to the rescue as usual. Here's this cable tie gun. I will try it up. Not today, I'm not in the mood. Got my skizzers. I think I will use these two. And then the rest I'll just put in here. And I got this awesome caddy thing from Miles Waterman from Waterman's Loft. Because they are just so fabulous. Sorry guys, I'm a mess.
Yes, red and black.
Red and black. I got yours. I'll bring it. Oh, you're not coming to Wreath Makers Live. I'll mail it back to
She's
you.
going the way she's going. She'll be down there at the end of the week.
Yeah, if this week keeps going, I'm going to go to your place and then I'll meet Dave in New Orleans because I don't know how much more I can take. Anyways, I bought this cute little fishing pole. I actually believe I bought this at Craft Outlet, but for some reason I'm thinking Waterman's Loft still has some. But it's just this cute little decorative fishing pole I bought. I bought this last year. So I know they're out there floating. So if you find your favorite mesh place or whatever, they probably have them. Or just Google decorative fishing pole. Last time I knew, Waterman's Loft had them. So it's really cute. So I got I got this cute fishing sign from the dollar store. Actually, this was from Dollar Tree. And it's a perfect little sign. It says fishing rules. Of course, the dogs are going to start barking. It says bait your own hook. Definitely number one. My dad always taught us that, and everybody baits their own hook. Only fish on days that end with a Y, of course. Good things come to those who wait. I am not good at that, and that's why I never catch a fish. And when in doubt, exaggerate. I am like a professional exaggerator. So this sign is perfect for my dad because even the exaggeration comes from my dad. So this cute little sign, like I said, I got it at Dollar Tree. It was on one of those side aisle things. They had a whole bunch of different things.
Scott was working on the board and was excited using it.
Oh, great. Oh, yes, I was watching him. He made an awesome pumpkin thing. Anyways, I also had these cute little bobber. These are just from the dollar store in the, it's not a fishing section, but I did buy them at the dollar store. I'll put a little cute bobber on there. I've had this stuff for like over a year now. This was some kind of wind chime thing when I did buy it. I know I cut it. Why is my nose so itchy? I cut it up. Where did I buy it from? Hobby Lobby. It was $13.99. There was more things to it, and I've kind of hacked it up. I bought these like years and years ago. They're just like wooden fish. And they're really light. Like I said, it was a wind chime. And I hacked it up because I made a couple fishing wreaths a long time ago. But they're so lightweight, I could just glue them on. I really don't know where I'm going with this fishing wreath, but as long as my mind is not thinking of anything else but doing my wreath, I'll be okay. So these are my little accessories. Oh, and I got the fishing net. I got a lot of fishing nets. I think I bought this at Michael's, and it's like actual fishing net. And this, again, I bought years ago, but I do believe they still have this fishing net. I'm just going to cut a little piece and drape it over the wreath somehow, just to have it on there. Cute little accessory. So these accessory things I will put to the side. Don't start, dogs. Okay. So I'm going to be using the large board because I'm going to kind of make, not a Texas size wreath, but I'm going to make a fair size wreath. My dad does have 2 doors. He does have a storm door, so I can't make it too big because I want him to fit it on the between the doors. But even if he doesn't, if he can't fit it between the doors, he's got a covered porch, like it's totally covered. So he could even put it on the outside glass if it doesn't fit. Sorry, I'm going to put my hair. My hair's bugging me. So this is a very casual, not even tutorial, just therapy.
Just joining Lori in her therapy.
This is my therapy session. So, Dave, if you have a question, I can't, for some reason, I can't get up my things. Does he have a brother or cousins?
You're way back behind.
No, I'm just scanning down.
No. That's when I said, yeah, but he's not as good looking and funny as me.
Oh. Okay.
You're on an angle. It's like those old Batman things, so I should write BAM across the
Yeah, the Mevo is kind of angled. So, what I'm using today is I'm using this poly jute. Poly jute is like, it's a deco mesh, and it's got jute string, or whatever it's called, through it.
Say hi to your mom.
Hi, Mom.
She says you're early.
Yeah, you know what, Mom? I kind of closed the computer and said I have to focus on something else, or I'm going to lose my brain. Like, I am literally going to lose it today. So, Dave said make a wreath. I said, okay. So, like I said, I've been wanting to make this fishing wreath, and I'm using the large flower board. Wow, my nose is so itchy. I wonder if it's like jute or something. Anyways, really kind of don't really know what I'm doing with this thing yet. I know I'm going to be using, it might be because I have a really problem when I'm using the, when I use burlap, because I used to make so many burlap wreaths that it started affecting my breathing. Because of course back then, which was years and years ago, you didn't use a mask to do burlap. So it wasn't for, you know, after a year or two after I was using burlap, and it started affecting my breathing. But I think perhaps maybe the jute in the mesh, because every time I use poly jute or anything like that, my nose gets very, very itchy. So, anyways, my dad's kind of a basic guy's guy, you know, fishing and everything. I'm keeping the colors very basic, so I'm doing greens and browns. And I have this great fishing ribbon I found. I think I found this on Craft Outlet. Just, you know, a natural color with some green fish on them. Perfect. And I'm going to be using some chevron green. It's more like a moss green. Same with the poly jute. I actually have this poly jute on my website, so if anybody's interested. I'm using this just linen kind of ribbon with brown and green. I have a larger chevron ribbon, and I have these new fun watercolor ribbons. So in a brown. I do have a green, but I wanted to put a little bit more color than just green and keep it still kind of manly, as you know, wreathing really isn't a man thing. So I am going to be using pipe cleaners for the inner holes, just because I'm going to be adding ribbons, and I thought I would just change it up for you guys. The outer 8 holes I'm working on right now. So that's row number 1. Okay, and the outer 8 holes, what I'm doing is I'm using a zip tie, and I cut my pieces. I cut 8 pieces, 10 by 10, and I like doing it this style because it keeps the wreath large, but for shipping purposes, as long as you have a box big enough to fit the 16-inch base, you can actually push these up when you're putting it in the shipping box, and when you take the wreath out, they kind of fall back down. Okay, so it is really good for shipping this this style. Yes, Lolly. Oh, that looks good.
Gourmet chef.
Gourmet tacos.
I'm gourmet chef.
Lolly just made gourmet tacos. She just got home from work. She's actually a counselor in training at Camp Marydale. So she's such a good girl. Anyways, I have 8 pieces, 10 by 10, and I'm using every other. I'm doing a green chevron with a fish, and then I'm doing just this linen color. Are you down at the board, hun?
Not yet.
Can you go down to the board? Bye, guys. I'll see you in a little bit. He's going to go down to the board. And sorry, I have really nothing prepared, so you guys are going to have to watch me craft right from scratch.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm using this linen with the fish as well. And I am going to be putting a bow. I'm going to be putting the sign. I'm going to be putting the fishing rod. I'm going to be putting some tails in. I'm just going to town on this one. So on our wreathing board, like I said, we're using the large flower frame. Well, we're just calling them the large frame now because you can make so many more things on this than just flowers. So we wanted to not misrepresent this board, so we're calling it the large board, the UITC large board now. Because mostly you make flowers with it, but you can make so many other things because these are awesome for wreath attachments and stuff. So on row 1, there is 2 holes right at the top. This is the top of your wreath frame. So always remember, wherever these chamfered divoted holes are, that's the top of your frame. So it makes it kind of easy when you are doing the wreathing. So in these 2 holes, I'm just going to put a zip tie going down and do it up a bit. And I'm going to use that for the hanger. Now you can use twine or whatever else you want. You have on hand. I always have zip ties on hand. So there we go. So you can hang it just like that. Okay, like I said, I have some pipe cleaners, and I don't normally use pipe cleaners, but I thought I would give it a shot because I'm going to be doing poof method on rows 2, 3, and 4, and adding ribbons for tails and stuff. So it's a little bit easier with pipe cleaners, even though pipe cleaners are my favorite. you know, I'll probably get frustrated after row 2 and say screw it and go row 3 and 4 with the zip ties.
How can I know when to use a character board versus a large flower board?
It depends what you're what you're wearing, what you're making. If you're using a digital insert or something from like you would Mod Podge on the center, you would use a character board. We do have on our YouTube channel, all the boards are separated into categories. So you just have to go through the category. So if you go on YouTube and go onto the character board category, you'll see all the pictures of things I've done on the character board. And you would just click on that picture of whatever you would like to learn, and the tutorial will be right there. And that's the same as the large board. So just go through the category of the large frame. And most of all the pictures of the completed wreath are there. You would just click on whatever you're interested in watching, and voila, it will be right there. I have a ton of tutorials, but there's also, we have affiliates that have tutorials as well. Monkey's Creations, Sparkles in the ATL, Down Home Crafty Things has a lot. There's just a ton of people. So not only do I have tutorials, but there's a lot of other places that have tutorials as well. And eventually I'm going to get that all listed too. We're trying to make lists for you guys for easier navigation, for, you know, finding tutorials, who's selling kits, because there's a lot of people selling kits now, and I know they're working with each other, so nobody's selling the same kit, and who's selling boards and all that stuff. So it's really happening like fast for Unique in the Creek, and that's kind of why today I just need some wreathing therapy, because it's just getting crazy behind the scenes. So I hope you guys don't mind if I like kind of do my therapy with you guys. Feel free to ask any questions. Dave is watching, but I'm just going to kind of do my thing and you guys can watch. Okay, so like I said, I put in my hanging hole where the hanging holes are. I'm going to be using row 1, which is 8 holes. It's easier to see in the back. Okay, around, I'm going to be using a zip tie. I'm just going to put this zip tie through the hole and just leave it like that. It kind of almost makes an L shape. Okay, now I'm going to do a ruffle. Like I said, these I cut 8 10 by 10 pieces, and I'm going to make a ruffle, but my ruffle is going to be a little bit different because I point it outwards to make the wreath appear bigger. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of mesh with the finished edges on the side of here, and where you've cut will be on the top and the bottom, and you're just going to kind of scrunch almost like an accordion with your pointer fingers and your thumb right up the middle. Okay, and it makes like a bow tie. Okay, what I like to do is I like to flip it upwards like this. Okay, and this kind of gives it an outline around the wreath to make it appear bigger, but you're using much less supplies. So I'm going to put this right in the middle. So I've pinched it in the middle. I'm going to put it on the board. I'm going to take my zip tie, and the zip tie is from this hole around the outside of the board, and I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, you want to keep making sure that both of these ruffles are facing the outside of the board, and tighten that up. So I usually use that and pull it with my thing and just, oops. There we go. Have a little bucket for your tails.
Michelle's going to bill you for the therapy session.
Okay, thank you.
Can't see the mesh.
Can't see the mesh.
That might be the way I've got it framed.
Sorry guys, I have kind of a hot mess here.
But then somebody's going to ask me to go
Okay,
into it.
so now I'm going to put some tails in there. I didn't feel like using pipe cleaners around the outside. I'm just using another zip tie because really they're like, what, 0.01 cent?
Hey, Miss Lori from Colleen.
Hi Colleen, honey. we are making a fishing wreath. This is right up your alley. I didn't have any camo though. So now I just alternated. So each of these 8 holes around the outside have the fish ribbon. And I just alternated with the chevron and with this plain green brown edge trimmed. And I cut my ribbons 13 inches long. So what I do is I just put one ribbon down, put the other one down over top, kind of fold it so we can find where the center is. Bring it back. Now I kind of overlap my ribbon just like that. I find if you put it one on top of the other, it's hard to see, or when you're separating it, it's a little harder to see both ribbons when you kind of separate them. So I find if you just overlap it just a little bit, kind of like that, okay? So you got about 1/4 of an inch, and then you put that one so you guys can see the chevron and you can see the fish, and then just scrunch it up in the middle, and then I turn my ribbon just like this. So even in the wreath, you can pull the fish one more to the center and the chevron more to the sides, and you see the ribbon really well. Okay, so I'm going to, how to zip tie? I'm double zip tying. So I'm putting another zip tie in. Like I said, it's like 0.1 cent. And I can't be bothered. I'll probably end up doing that with the rest of the wreath too, because pipe cleaners drive me crazy. So I'm just going to put this center right on top of the mesh where the zip tie is, and I'm going to zip this up as well.
Colleen likes brown, green, and gray.
There we go. This is right up your alley.
Camel for me. She says.
Alright, so I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to use a different. Where's my nippers that you just bought me?
Brand new one.
Brand new nippers.
First using.
And you guys, this may take me a while to make because I'm just taking my time, because if I'm done, once I'm done my live, that means I have to go back to work, and I don't want to.
Sit and spend some time with her.
Yeah, so this is my wreathing therapy. So I have these little wire cutters. There we go. So can you see what I mean about overlapping it just a little bit? You can see the ribbon so much better on the tails. So again, I'm going to put a zip tie in.
I don't know what she has.
What? I'm going to scrunch it right up the middle like an accordion. Flip it upwards. Put it right in the center and zip it up. So these ruffle things are facing the outside, okay? And it just gives the appearance of your wreath being much larger than it actually is, which is great for shipping. And we all know the shipping thing is just crazy right now.
First time watching? Well, welcome.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
All right, so now I'm going to be using this one and fish.
How long are the tails?
These are 13-inch tails. So again, put your bottom ribbon down and then put your top ribbon just about 1/4 inch above the bottom one. Fold it in half just to give you a kind of an estimation of where the center is, and then scrunch up the middle and turn it upwards. Put it on the zip tie that you already did, and I'm doing 2 zip ties because I can't be bothered fussing around with pipe cleaners or twist ties or whatever. And there we go. Isn't it looking fabulous already? Fabulous! Oh, I have to cut mesh. I forgot, because I was going to show you guys. So I'm using my handy dandy mesh holder.
Can you put mesh and ribbon in the same zip tie?
Oh yes, you can, absolutely. I do that lots of times. Tonight I just didn't feel like fussing around.
Do you sell the boards? Why, yes, we are the first source for the boards. Very first
I'm actually
source.
the inventor and the creator and everything else of Unique in the Creek. And me and my husband Dave. So
hello, Madonna, and by default.
Hi, Trisha. Okay, so I'm cutting this, I need 2 at 10 inches. And I got new rotary cut. Hey, I went to an automotive store the other day. I was looking for the zip tie gun because I just happened to be going by this automotive store, and they had these rotary cutters on for $2. They were regularly almost 20. So it's like, woo, score. So I got a couple of these. So I know I had to buy new blades. So I thought instead of buying new blades, I'll just buy a whole new rotary cutter.
Hey, you just got home from hell. Did you see Lori there?
Hell.
Madonna.
Okay, so I needed 2 of those. So I cut them 10 inches. And then the rest of the wreath I'm going to do poofs. So you get a couple different things today. Okay, so scrunch. If you have any questions, ask, because now is the time, because I totally want to focus just on wreathing and no business.
Doesn't it feel nice to say husband?
Yes. Did somebody actually ask that?
Yeah.
I always called him my husband anyways for a long time. Like, we've been together forever. Anyways, so. And for securing your whatever, your wreath, your mesh, your ribbons, whatever, you can use pipe cleaners. You can use zip ties. You can use whatever you want.
This is my question. How is your thing working? Is it your new holder? Good?
This mesh holder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I only have 1 roll of mesh on here, but it's nice to see everything. I'm trying to get organized. It's not working. I just have not enough time in the day. I'm sure you guys all feel that too. So
the ribbon holders from
Susie's Wreath and Things.
Susie's Wreath and Things.
SWAT. All you have to do is remember SWAT. Alright, so again, I'm just alternating. The bottom is the only one I'm alternating. Each one has a fish in it though.
Trisha's young Maui and
hi Trisha honey.
And hi Dave.
Hi baby, how are you? Alright, 1 more. I know these pipe cleaners are going to end up driving me crazy. Or Chanel stems or whatever anybody calls them. So yes, you can put Chanel stems here or whatever. I really like my zip ties. I'm a zip tie junkie. And I need brown and the fish. This is so cute, isn't it? This is like going to be so my dad. He's going to love this wreath.
Your dad loves anything you make.
I know. At I think was it Christmas I made him a Buffalo Bills gnome? They probably still have that up. Or the rose gold sunflower. Anyways, I found that fishing sign. I had the fishing pole. It's like, okay. He's the biggest fisherman I know.
Peggy's wondering if you got the gift she sent.
Who?
Peggy, the roaster.
I don't think so, Peggy. I haven't been over to the U.S. yet to our warehouse to pick anything up.
We were going, and then Mitchell's car broke down.
Yeah, we've had a crazy, not only business, but even personal. My son's car, the whole electrical is gone, so which means it's not even worth fixing. So it's just been, this week has been a little bit more than I can handle. All right, so now I'm going to be doing poofs. So our outside is done. So I put in pipe cleaners in every other hole. So I'll flip this over, you guys can see a little bit better. So you can do poofs on every single hole. I'm going to skip every other hole, and just use the holes right below the ones I just did. No rhyme or reason, I just want to see how it looks. That's pretty much it. So I'm kind of playing as well. And I'm going to do poofs.
Okay, how come you're not putting ribbon on top of mesh and then tie it down?
Because I'm lazy. It's easier to, no, it's because you have to finagle with the mesh and then the ribbon. I could use just pipe cleaners and put the mesh in, give it a twist, put the ribbon in, and then give it a twist. I just prefer doing it like this. Like I said,
Oh, that's what Barbara just said.
What?
Didn't feel like doing it.
No, I just kind of didn't feel like, this isn't really a tutorial, this is more of my therapy session for now.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if that's spell check or if you're calling me a douche man.
A douche man?
D-U-S-H-M-A-N. I don't know what that is.
Okay. So now I'm going to do some poofs. So I'm just going to take my end of my mesh, scrunch it up, and I'm using 10-inch mesh, and this is like a moss green poly jute.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of fooling around with different ideas, so...
Oh, fisherman.
What?
Fisherman.
Oh, not a douche?
I'm a fisherman that never catches fish.
Yeah, Dave does. We have a boat and everything, and Dave never catches fish. So it's the big laugh. So I'm just going to anchor it just into one of these pipe cleaners.
Can you just, it's just easier to say where you get the boards.
You get the boards at uniqueinthecreek.com, Amazon.com, craftoutlet.com, watermansloft.com, trendytree.com. What is that, the big ones? And then there's Etsy. On Etsy, you can get them at Down Home Crafty Things. You can get them Sparkles in the ATL, and you can get them at Luscious Lobby for the UK people, and Ducks in Row Designs on. So those ones are on Etsy. So pretty much you can get them everywhere. I do have a post. Sorry, I do have a post on my main Facebook page, pinned to the top of where you can buy the boards. And we're just adding more and more. Almost every day there's more suppliers being added.
That's why it's easier to say it than it is to write it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to stand up for a second. I always craft at my dining room table, and my dining room table is one of those pub style. So I'm just going to stand because my back is a bit sore.
They can't see you.
Oh yeah, they can't see me anyways. So I think I might, because I'm skipping every other hole. Do I want to skip every other hole? Maybe not. You know what? Sorry guys. What I'm going to do, and again, this is not really a tutorial. This is just therapy. I don't even have stuff pre-cut or pre-done, so I'm going to stick this in here. And I am going to do a poof on every hole on row 2. And it's going to be a 9-inch poof. I was going to use pipe cleaners. I'm thinking I'm not. Because pipe cleaners drive me crazy. I'm doing zip ties. I'm going to use my pathetic cardboard, and I had beautiful, perfect tails from the Soul Sisters, and I think I left them, or Michelle says they're in a box somewhere.
It's coming.
Sorry, it's ladies feeding time. I'm going to preload the zip ties, which means just go down one hole and up the other, so each set has, oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to preload these zip ties. I'm not doing them up because when you do the poofs, you don't want them done up.
Trisha wants to know if she can come ride on the boat.
Yep, if Dave gets it running. Nothing is running. We went to the trailer. The golf cart doesn't work. The boat's not running. And everything's been sitting for like 2 years because we have not even been there.
Yeah, you mentioned Waterman's Loft, didn't you?
Yep, Waterman's Loft. Actually, Waterman's Loft has
Actually, a few people got them. Good for them.
good. Waterman's Loft has a really, really good deal, even better than our deal, for 5-packs. So go check them out, and they have a ton of poly burlap. So,
Where'd you get the ribbon from?
this fish ribbon I think I got at Craft Outlet. Check Waterman's Loft because I do know they had some fish ribbon, and Trendy Tree. I think the craft outlet where I bought this, and I bought them last year, it might be, I think it's sold out. I quickly had a glance before I went live. Sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. Sorry again, I'm not prepared. This really isn't a tutorial. It's just
Betsy,
crafting therapy for me.
Betsy, Lori's back never stops hurting.
No, my back hurts all the time.
Oh, does it back hurt even more when she's stressed?
Yes.
Yeah.
And lately I kind of been diagnosed with high blood pressure. And honestly, when I get stressed, it feels like something's sitting on my chest. And I find really the only thing that helps that is when I'm wreathing. Doesn't that sound weird? But it's a true story. So this is really technically, when I say therapy, it is actually therapy. So
Every other for that row. She thought every.
I was going to do every other. I'm not. I'm going to do
Other.
9 inches. No, I probably just need. See, my dad's got a double door, and I don't want to make it too thick or too high. Even though he can put it on the outside of his door, but I want it to fit in between the door. So I think I'm going to do 8-inch poofs. And if I had my perfect tails, I know they had.
It's in the box.
It's in the box, which box is probably at the warehouse. Do you remember a box, bringing the box in?
I don't remember.
So for this one, I'm just doing 8-inch poofs.
I'm trying to think if I took a box. It would have been into the new place.
Yeah, it's at the new warehouse. So I'm just making poofs and zipping them up. Like I said, this really isn't a tutorial, even though you probably will learn a little bit. All I'm doing is measuring 8 inches. Now usually I can do this just by eye, because it really doesn't, as long as you're kind of guessing. See, I think that's about, see, look at that. Perfect. My guessing is really good. Because once you do the first couple poofs, you kind of get to feel the sizing. Because sometimes I do 9 inches poofs. It depends what I'm doing. But if you don't have anything fancy to measure your ribbon or your ribbon or your poofs, just cut a piece of cardboard. Sometimes I use a pizza container.
Maybe downstairs.
What?
Because when we came home, I got Bubba to empty the van. He probably put everything downstairs.
I don't know.
Is that a continuous loop?
Yes. So my mesh is still on the roller.
Hi, Wendy. That's cool.
Now you can use pipe cleaners, because I am going to go around and put ribbon on it. I'm going to take this off. I am going around, put ribbon on it, but I don't feel like screwing around with pipe cleaners, so. And as long as you,
Mimi's been watching. Forgot to say hi. Hi, Mimi.
I have a carpal tunnel. I don't know about some of you. So the whole twisting motion, and that's self-diagnosed carpal tunnel. Because anytime I do the twisting, it really hurts my wrist.
Hi, Wendy.
So these are 8-inch poofs. What I'm doing is just going through the zip ties I preloaded. So you know why I preloaded them like that. Because you just kind of, I guess I should show you the right way. Pull it out. It's actually it says 9 inches on my cardboard, but I cut it at 8 inches. Because my dad, I want to make sure it does fit between my dad's doors. And by the time I add the ribbons and everything else, it's still only probably maximum maybe 5 inches, 4 inches high. Which is great, because for the shipping, the new shipping rates, the less depth, the cheaper it is, which is what I'm hearing. Now I shipped a few wreaths from the auction in 20 by 20 by 4, like the flower wreaths and stuff, and the shipping was pretty cheap. You go up to 20 by 20 by 5, and it was quite the difference. So now I'm doing this upside down, so that's why it kind of looks a little awkward. And again, you could use pipe cleaners, because I am going to add some ribbon to this in a bit, but I can't be bothered with the pipe cleaners. I'll just put more zip ties in. I love zip ties. They don't rust. The zip ties I use are from an actual cable manufacturer, so I know they are guaranteed not to break down in the sun. And they're guaranteed for 10 years. So, not that anybody, if you have a wreath on your door for 10 years, God bless you. But I know it won't, with the zip ties, it won't scratch the door or whatever. So this is the longest, because there's 16 holes on row 2, it takes them more time. But you'll see I won't use, this is only 10-inch mesh. So normally when you do a wreath like this, like on a work form, you're going to use probably 21-inch mesh. So just right there you're saving money, because the 10 inches is usually a bit cheaper.
Cableties.com?
Cable, where do I buy them? I buy them at 2 places. I buy one, whenever one's sold out, I buy from the other. So one place I buy in Canada and one in the United States. I believe the one in the United States is cabletiesandmore.com.
Where do you get box of ships? We don't really ship wreaths.
I don't really ship wreaths, but when I was doing my auction, I bought them from Uline because I had quite a few to purchase. But you can buy them on Amazon, I believe, in the state, Amazon.com. Of course, we're in Canada, so we don't have a lot of that option like you guys do.
Isn't it?
Or Cable Ties Unlimited, yeah.
Is that the one?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Cable Ties Unlimited. And then there's one in this Canada that I buy. So when one's sold out, I buy from the other. They're both cable tie manufacturers. What the heck did I do here? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to go back and I will cut off my zip tie tails. And then row 3 only has 8, so I only need 8 poofs. Now you can make your poofs, if you want to do a Texas size wreath, you definitely can do a Texas size wreath with the Unique Creek frames. You just make your poofs bigger. So now I'm just going to cut all these off. And I am standing right now in my dining room. Usually I wreath on my chair.
Oh, it's Michelle Jonette coming in late.
Hi, Michelle Jonette. Now you could do ruffles, cruffles, or woodland ruffle, I think it's called. I call them kerfuffles. You can pretty much do anything you want. I decided I'm just going to do poofs. And you can see that it's pretty easy, because you can do this in your lap, because the board is pretty much your working surface. So I'm just cutting the tails off from the ones I just put in. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to do row 3. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I am going to preload some zip ties. Now I could probably just get away with, maybe I'll skip row 3 and just do row 4. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. Let me try it, see what it looks like. Let's see, because I have so many things to add on it. Try to do this upside down. You know what? That's going to work. Perfect. So I totally skipped row 3. So I'm working on row 4, which definitely saves on mesh. So I'm going to preload done row 4, again, going down 1 hole, up the other, and there's 8 of those. Actually feels good to stand. See, I can't sit very long with my back. So sometimes standing for me is a little bit better if I'm not actually sitting in my recliner. So I'm just preloading row 3. We totally skipped row 4. And this wreath is going to be, I'm going to actually tell you guys the height, because that is a big deal these days for shipping purposes. So even though this wreath appears, it actually is quite large. It is, by the time we put the tails out, and I squished them all in.
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan. So it is about 26 inches in diameter, but when you're shipping, these can go all, if you be careful, you drop it in the box, and if these are all facing upwards like this, when the customer takes it out of the box, they'll all fall down. Okay, and then the depth of this is about, let's see, how do I do this? I'll take the edge of the board to the poof, and the depth is about 4 inches with these 8-inch poofs. So by the time I put the sign and the fishing pole on, you're looking at about 5 inches high to give you a little bit of space between the top and the top and the bottom of the box. So you could, if the board is only 16 inches, you can get 18 by 18 by 5 or 20 by 20 by 5. Now you don't.
I thought you said one was it 5 or 2 otherwise.
Yeah, but it depends, because if you're using 18 by 18 by 5, your dimension is still small, right?
Yeah.
If you do 22 by 22 by 4 or 20 by 20 by 4, I mean, then it all goes with the whole, what is it called, the square of the dimension or whatever?
Inches.
Yeah, the square.
The volume.
The volume, that's it, the volume. If you go over a certain price of the volume. Okay, so again, I'm doing these 8-inch poofs.
Or in the industry, I believe they call cubing it.
Cubing it?
Yeah, because it's cubic inches or whatever.
Yeah.
But they call it cubing. I remember when I used to be a shipper-receiver, that's what they used to do.
Oh.
Cubing boxes.
Now I'm getting a lot of questions about the Etsy, and I don't sell on Etsy. I've never sold on Etsy. I don't even know anything about Etsy. If you are interested, I know Lauren Kilgore from Beautiful Mesh. I think her name's her thing's Beautiful Mesh. Anyways, she's an expert on Etsy, and she is in the know right now of all that's going on in Etsy, and I believe she has a coaching group, or even Damon. Damon's actually my coach, and he's been talking a bit about the Etsy thing too, because Etsy has a new thing for now for if you offer free shipping or something. So I did post a little something from Damon that he did on his Deco Exchange page. If you do have an Etsy shop, you might want to check it out. I can't be any more of help for Etsy. I'm sorry, because I really don't know anything about it. So I am not the person to ask.
They're pushing for free shipping.
Pardon?
Michelle says they are pushing for free shipping.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're going to push anybody that's offering the free shipping, their Etsy site or something. I don't know. this whole shipping thing's got the whole wreathing world kind of in a little bit of confusion, because it used to be just the weight of the box with the size of the box, and that's it. But now they've changed it USPS. So
that board's 8 inches, the big one.
yeah, I cut it at 8 inches. My poofs are 8 inches. My dad does have a storm door, and I wanted to make sure it will fit between his door. Alrighty, so that's all that row, and I'll cut these off, and then I am going to do the inside row, and we used 1 roll of 10-inch mesh. Now I will be adding tails, but I was doing the poofs first because I have my fishing pole to add, my sign, so I kind of have to figure out that first, what I'm going to do, and then we'll have some fun with the tails and then add everything on. Isn't it cute already? Look at that. I haven't even opened anything yet either. Probably don't even have to. But look how big this wreath looks, okay? But the actual base is only 16 inches. So when you put it in, you can kind of fold these up, that when the customer pulls it out, they just have to kind of push out the ribbons and stuff. Now you might want to add instructions for that. If you want, you know, I would give them the option, if they want to save on shipping, they may have to do a little bit of fluffing. That is totally up to you guys and the way you run your business. If you do not want them to have to fluff or do anything, then you're going to want to ship with the large box. But they will also pay for the shipping for that large box. So it's totally up to you on how you want to run their business. For me personally, if I was a customer and somebody said, you know, you can save $15 if you fluff or if you pull out your ribbons and stuff, and you maybe gave them a little instruction sheet on how to do that, I would probably fluff out my ribbon.
Did you make ruffles first? They missed the beginning.
What?
They missed the beginning. Did you do ruffles first?
Yes, I did. Just 8 ruffles around the outside.
Just 1 roll of mesh there you've used?
Yep. 10-inch mesh. And I've used zip ties. Oh, I broke that one. And I'm just going to use, there's 4 holes in the center. I'm going to fill it up, and that will use the whole. What the heck?
What's wrong?
My zip tie. There we go. I was having zip tie malfunction. Somebody mentioned using a Lazy Susan, and then you just spin the Lazy Susan. I thought that was brilliant.
I think, who is it that does the dirty, no, who was it?
Tina,
I think it was Tina had it on the Lazy Susan.
did she?
I believe.
Well, she does her dirty pour on the Lazy Susan,
Yeah.
but I thought, you know,
Oh, she
wreathing.
did that pour on the character board.
Yes. Oh my God, that was so pretty.
Yeah, and I believe she had it on the Lazy Susan.
Look at that. We're at the end of the roll. Not bad. So the 10-inch mesh, and we're going to go in and add some tails. So you spend a little bit more time on making your poofs rather than the work form, but you also save a lot of money on supplies. All right, so I am done the base. I'm going to cut this little tail off. I could probably even tuck it in somewhere. Just cut it off. Where's my new scissors that you just bought me? There they are. I'll tuck that in there. There we go. Now you can open your poofs, but I'm going to add so much ribbon on it that you won't even see it. This is just the base. Now I probably should have just waited and did the whole base and then went back and did my ribbons, but I wasn't really thinking. I'm thinking a little bit clearer now that I have my wreathing therapy started. Okay. So I'll flip this over so you can see what we've done. So we've done the outside 8 holes as a ruffle, turned on the outside. Okay, so it gives the appearance of the wreath a lot larger. I did all 16 holes on row 2 at 8-inch poofs. I skipped row 3. I did 8 holes, the 8 holes on row 4 and the 4 holes on row 5, and we used 1 roll of 10-inch mesh. Now, I wouldn't even have to put tails on there right now. I could put my fishing sign. I'm going to put a piece of net draped over somehow in here. Where's my fishing pole? Where'd my fishing pole go? I got some little fishes. So I think I'm just going to put it here. My fishing pole. I might put a bow. My bobbers, some fish. Oh, this is going to be so adorable. And pretty inexpensively done. So, you buy one of these fishing nets from Michael's, it will last you for a gazillion wreaths. Oh my God, it's caught my nippers. Ah! Babe! My nippers are caught. I am going to add some tails into here. Oh, come on! And I'm going to do a bow. Although my dad probably doesn't really want a bow, but I'll just make a simple.
Where did you get that fish pole?
Fishing pole? I got this on Craft Outlet like last year. But I do believe Waterman's Loft has some. Trendy Tree had some. The Wreath Shop had some. I think Craft Outlet, I believe they were sold out. You'll have to look around. It's just Google decorative fishing pole.
I know Scott has.
He did have them. I don't know if he still does. Okay. So, let's do some... I'm going to add some brown in here because it is a outdoorsy wreath. Let me see. What should I add? Again, I am not organized. This is not one of my normal.
Impromptu.
It's an impromptu, very much so. So I think I'm going to add, so you know I put ribbons right here. I am going to add, and I'm going to show you with my marker. So there's ribbons here. So I'm going to add a ribbon here, here, here. So every other one here. Okay. So I need 8. 8. So I'm going to use... Sorry guys, the door. These guys are nuts. So I need 8 ribbons, so I'm going to do 4 of these. Who's that?
I have no idea. I wasn't interested, no.
Oh, you weren't interested? So normally I would have my perfect tails or cardboard, but I happen to have a piece of wood that's 13
I
inches.
thought Larry said knickers. I was afraid for her.
She what?
Oh, she thought you said you have your knickers caught in that.
Oh.
I was afraid for her. Okay, I got it now.
No nippers. Alright, so these are 13 inches, so I got 4. let's use some of this brown because I really like this watercolor ribbon.
We gotta find this alleged box with all your stuff in it.
Is Michelle still going on about the box?
No, I just...
Oh, is it bothering you
I
now?
know, I'm watching you use the board there, and I'm sitting there thinking, where's
I know, and I used them only once, my perfect tails.
Oh, what alarms are you talking about? The doorbell?
Yeah, the dog alarms.
Oh, the dog alarms.
A leaf blows by and they go off.
We need some clocks out.
Oh, I don't go off. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That's our new clock. I'm so proud of my new clock.
I made it go off.
I worked hard for that clock. I honestly really don't buy a lot for myself. And last year when we went to Frankenmuth, I fell in love with this clock. But I couldn't afford it. And this year when we went to Frankenmuth, I said I'm buying it. I still can't afford it, but I said I was buying it anyways.
I have a Yorkie that barks like too. Yeah, well, they're all yappy.
Okay. I don't know what I'm using here. This I'm going to use in the bow. I guess these again. I don't know. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
It's getting dark, so the clock doesn't go off.
Yeah, if it gets dark, it does have a thing on it where, like a sensor. If it gets dark, it won't go off at night. Okay, so I marked them here. This is where I'm going to go in with my zip ties. Now, if you did have, pipe cleaners, you probably, it would be easier to see what I'm doing. But I know there's already a zip tie in there. See right there, I even marked it for you guys. I showed you. I'm just going to do every other one. And I am going to do again. What I'm going to do is, oh, I didn't even dovetail any of these. I really don't know what I'm doing tonight, guys. Sorry. I'm not the, I think I might put these on.
Consider the clock a wedding gift to each other. Sounds beautiful.
I know, I love the wedding clock. Or the clock. I gotta move this.
The clock. Hi, Jinx.
Okay.
Say hi, Jinx.
Hi, Jinx. Why am I saying hi, Jinx? Hi, Jinx.
Is on. She said hi.
Oh. Hi, Jinx.
And girl, why are you standing up?
Just stretching my back. And that's all I'm doing for there. And I'm a total disarray of mess today. So I'm doing every other. And you can't see on the camera what I'm doing, but when you're actually doing your wreath, you can see just fine.
Hello, Miss Amy.
So I apologize if you can't see very well, but you can see quite easily when when you are doing the wreath.
Say hi to Amy.
Hi, Amy.
I just tell you who to say hi to.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Sure does. Like I said, if you had a pipe cleaner, you would just twist it. But zip ties are so cheap. I'd rather just go over top with another zip tie.
Isn't that what you started doing in the beginning with pipe cleaners?
Yeah, I started at pipe cleaners, and I knew I was going to end up throwing them out the window into the pool. I just like my zip ties. swimmingly.
I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of simple, very basic. It is for my dad, so we don't want it too frou-frou-y, because even my stepmom is a fishing fanatic too.
Did you dovetail the green ribbon?
I did. It dovetailed. I'm dovetailing all the ribbon.
How is your bag?
It is okay. I'm standing up, so as you can see, I'm just doing every other hole with tails. And I know you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I promise you when you're wreathing, you can see what you're doing. It's just a little harder to see on the camera, so that's why I keep flipping it over so you guys can see.
Tails on every other one?
Yeah, I'm doing tails on every other one on row 2. You can do tails on every one, or you can do 16 tails if you want.
Did you dovetail last fish?
I don't know, did I?
I think
No.
I think I see one.
You guys follow good!
Oh, I can see it too.
Can you?
Yeah.
Right here, I see it. Thank you. I was testing you guys. Oh, that wasn't a very good dovetail.
I would like to make something like this for my husband's grave.
Oh, that would be nice.
You know what? This kind of ribbon and everything on the cross.
Yeah, with the cross you can do, you know, it doesn't even have to be frou-frou-y.
No, but you could do something like that on the cross.
Oh, for sure.
Which would be good for the cemetery.
Yeah.
But
The
also,
only thing is the ribbon.
yeah.
You know, ribbon out in the, unless you really, really sprayed it well with sealant and UV spray. But you could also use deco mesh ribbon. See, I'm no twisting or anything. And when I flip it over, I'll show you guys again what I'm doing. I know Michelle from Monkey's Creation, she uses pipe cleaners and stuff, so you can do it that way. I think Scott used pipe cleaners today to make he made a really cool wreath. It was very good. But he used pipe cleaners only because he didn't have any zip ties in his store.
Oh, apparently Chris found some later.
Oh, Chris found some. So much easier doing a
The
flower.
comments here said that Chris found some.
Oh, it's much easier doing a flower with zip ties, I promise you. This is actually coming out pretty good. Considering I didn't even really know, which is normal. I never know what I'm doing. I just knew I had a fishing pole and a sign. That's all I was going with. Hi, Lovey. What's the tea?
Nothing.
How was your ginormous tacos?
Good.
Were they good?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like Papa's wreath so far?
Yep.
It's going to be fishing. Fishing. He loves fish.
Are we having a birthday party for it?
I'm not sure. Uncle Jay was going to have something. I'm not sure if he did. So what I'm doing is if you're just joining me, I like to put my top ribbon just a little bit over my bottom ribbon, about 1/4 inch. And if you want to fold it in half, kind of make a seam, and then just scrunch it up, just like that. Put where you pinched, right between your zip tie, and zip her up. Or put a pipe cleaner or whatever.
They don't want to see the clock work.
They want to see the clock. Okay, when we're done, because it's really cool, the numbers go all the way around, and
When we're done, I'll take the camera over and do it.
yeah. Okay. A couple more. So as you can see, everything's always perfectly spaced because of the holes and everything. Color, we need this one. and a fishing rod. Now I am going to put a bow, some kind of bow. Not something really fancy, something kind of simple, because we want to keep it simple. God, I'm in rough shape today. Rough shape, I tell you. Okay, we got one more in that row.
You need some alone Lori time.
I need some alone Lori time.
No, you don't really like the alone time.
No, I don't like to be alone.
See, I like the alone time.
I'm a people person. Now, I could be alone with just Dave. That would suit me just fine.
I like both pipe cleaners and zip ties. I think zip ties are better on the UITC boards.
Yeah, I love my zip ties.
And Monkey says she loves back earlier. I love my pipe cleaners.
Who loves pipe cleaners?
Monkey.
She doesn't have carpal tunnel then, obviously. What color am I at?
Are you doing 2 zip ties?
What did I just do there? I messed up here.
You're doing two zip ties for
Yeah, I'm just doing 2 zip ties. Zip ties are literally, what, a penny? I totally screwed up, so you can fix that really easy. You just cut off the zip tie. So you don't have to undo and redo. So this wasn't supposed to be a fish, it was supposed to be this. There we go.
Elena, you can download it off of, where did you get the horse templates? You just download it straight off.
They're right on the website. If you go, oh, that didn't sound good. If you go on the shop now, if you go under the horse, it's there. And there's also a place on the website that just says templates. It's also there as well.
You just download it straight from there, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I had to quit making moves because of pipe cleaners. Then I met Lori and she introduced me to zip ties and changed my life.
Yep.
And I love her for it.
Zip ties. I love my zip ties. I know when I first started wreathing, nobody was using zip ties. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
No, Cynthia, you're right. The pipe cleaners don't stand the test of time outside.
No. No, that's why, especially for the cross, you want to get used to zip ties. And you need good zip ties. Nothing from the dollar store because they'll just break down. Alright, we have one more. We need a fish and a brown one. And of course I probably dropped it somewhere. So you can see the back still. So I've double zip tied right over every other one. So where I marked the little mark there. Oh, there it is, right in front of my face.
Oh, Cheryl down in Australia ordered her boards and waiting for them.
And down under.
Yeah.
Down under.
It kind of threw me off when she's sitting there saying she's having her morning cup of tea. She just discovered the boards.
Yeah, they're fun because you can do so many things with them.
We have nothing like this down here. Oh, come on, you must know Jane Ward. She's from Australia.
So as you can see, everybody makes flowers on this board, but you definitely can do so much more with it. Okay. Now, let's see what I'm going to do with this. Pull all these out. Okay, I have my sign. I think I'm wanting my sign maybe over here. Probably right there. And I'm going to put a little bit of netting. I think I'm going to put a bow. Where do you guys think I should put my bow? Where's the top of my wreath? Okay, you want to find the top of your wreath, which is where your hanging string is. So keep that at the top. God, I should not be wearing this bracelet when I'm wreathing.
You know, it's funny, everyone's talking about tested time to wreath outside. Every one that she has made is for herself or all inside.
Yeah. Okay. So, maybe put the fishing rules there. Maybe a bow, kind of just a simple bow. I don't know. I could put it here, but that's boring. Put it there. Where's my, put my fishing rod. Kind of going here. Maybe put a bow here. I want to put a little bit of netting. Maybe put a little bit of netting at the bottom. And does this have a hook? Oh, it does! Oh my God, look, it's got a little hook. I get a little excited at the simplest things.
Hook it into the net.
I'm gonna. So, and I'm gonna put a fish on it too.
Are you?
I'm gonna, honey.
So obviously it's not my fishing pole.
No. This fish is gonna actually catch something. So, I'll hook it onto the net. And we'll put one of these little wood fishes. This one's cute. Let's see if we can find a big fat fish.
Yeah, at the end, Linda, we'll show you the clock. We have to move the whole camera over.
Okay, look at these little wood fish. Like I said, they were some kind of wind chime at Hobby Lobby. And of course I deconstruct everything. So fish on.
You can stick some fishes in there.
I'm gonna put a little, just a little bit of netting, not this much. I'm just kind of placing it right now just to see where I could put everything.
Yeah. Same as me, Linda. I like going out and sitting in the boat, but I would never catch anything.
Do you think, I have a bobber. Should I put a bobber? How do you work this bobber? Oh, look. I figured it out myself. Because I have fished a lot with my dad. Now if you push the bobber down, oh, I made a mess of my thing. Oh, that's kind of cute.
Are you going to take that tag off the fishing pole?
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of placing of where I'm gonna put everything, kind of, you know, sort of. And then I think I'm gonna put a bow right here. And that's it. What do you guys think? Michelle, everybody? So I'm gonna put a little bit of netting on the bottom with my fishing sign.
Hey, Ellie, see you later. Gotta go get dinner now.
With my little fish. I'd like to add more fishes and put a bow right here. I'm happy. Do I think I need more fish? Maybe these guys didn't get caught yet.
You know, there was a time where I did catch fish. There was a time where I actually could catch fish.
You could never catch fish.
I could at one time.
Oh, look at this guy.
People are saying no bow.
No bow? Really? It's kind of bare right here, though. What should I put there? Should I just maybe move this stuff over then? And maybe a couple more tails? Yeah, maybe just more tails, right, guys? Because if I make it a bow, it might get too frou-frou-y.
More fish, no bow.
Okay, I'm going to add a few more tails here, just to cover up this spot. These are just going to go down and anchor. Actually, I'll do that right now. I'm just going to find those holes. Now these, I can move this now. I kind of know what I'm doing here. I must say, Even though I invented these boards are really fun to play with.
But he caught you. No, she caught me, monkey.
Okay, I'm gonna put the sign. They had holes in the thing. I'm just grabbed a pipe cleaner.
Yeah.
Actually, I could even zip tie it. Let me see.
Yes, more tails and more fish under net.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay, we're not doing a bow.
No bow.
No bow. 97% consensus says no bow.
Good, because I'm not the greatest bow maker at all. Everybody knows that. So I'm just going down to these 2 holes, and I'm going to zip tie. Just zip tie the sign in the holes. Now I won't do it too tight yet. And of course I did it too tight. You know what? I feel so much better, honey. See? That's all I needed was to make a wreath, and I totally forgot about all my problems. Maybe I will keep a pipe cleaner. It's easier to control the depth.
Where did you get the Hobby Lobby, right?
What?
The rod.
The rod I got from Craft Outlet.
Oh.
Okay. So again, going through those 2 holes. And we don't want it tight, because I am going to put a little bit of glue behind it, just so it stays. So I'm going to just put that there. And this one right here.
Put the top, that from top of,
Top to the bottom? That's a good idea. Like kind of drape it, maybe going this way? Is that what they're saying? Because I was thinking that too. Then I can add a little bit more fish because it looks like they're caught in the net. Come on. There it is. Blind, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see the holes. So I'm going by feel.
choose the ties together.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just the sign, so. So I don't have my, like I said, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having a hard time seeing the holes. There we go. And this sign I just got at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. Okay. I will fix the sign when it's pull my ribbons out. Okay. This is actually fun. Okay, I think I'll put a little, okay, now where's my net? I'm just gonna cut a piece of net, because this thing is massive. So I'm going to kind of drape it. So you can still see the tails. I'll have to fix them before I drape them. There. Here. I don't want to cover all my tails up though. You know what, I'm just going to cut a piece. Snipping a piece. I don't know how big it is. I have a ton of it, so if it's not enough, there, that's better, easier to work with. So I think I'm going to put some tails right there and some over here. And then that's it for the tails. I think I might sign too tight, but that's okay. I just give it a couple twists on the back.
offering ribbon and mesh in your new warehouse?
Probably not. Because you can get them at so many other places that offer our boards. And we are in Canada. So it's a little harder to get them over. Sorry guys, I am not prepared for this live, so I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I hope I'm doing okay.
I wouldn't drape it, just catch the top and let it hang off the wreath with fishing. So saying you don't have to drape it, just let it hang from the top.
Just let it hang from the top?
That's
Okay.
what two people have said so far, so it's not quite the 97% consensus.
Seriously, babe? Okay, I'm just going to put a few tails over right here.
Yes, Cheryl, she's the clever lady that invented the board.
I don't feel so clever right now, but that's okay. And I'll put some over here. Right here.
Jane says you're awesome. I was the one sweating last night and my husband forgetting his glasses. Oh, Jinx, if you've seen
We were watching Jinx. You did amazing. I think you're too hard on yourself.
If you've seen some of ours in the beginning,
Oh, we ours are pretty crazy, Jinx. You did fabulous. I watched your whole thing. What was your husband's name? Roger or
no.
did it start with an R? I know Freddie. I think it was Freddie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Michelle kept saying, Freddie, put your glasses on.
Yes, it was, Freddie.
You did great. All right. Actually, I think I'm liking this. I wasn't sure when I had it in my head. Of course, I have to pull all my tails out. And my sign is a little tight, so I'm just going to loosen it. So you can still see the back is really nice and neat. I'm just going to loosen my sign. I had it a little bit too tight. I will put a little bit of hot glue. This is just to keep it in place. There we go. Perfect. Okay, maybe I shouldn't even put the netting on at all.
Cheryl from Australia wants to know if she can PM you.
Okay, where's my fishing rod? Fish on! Cut the tag off. Oh my god, this is like adorbs. It's adorbs, hun.
Doors?
Yeah. Oops, I have this upside down.
Keep getting caught in the net.
Pardon?
You keep getting caught in the net.
I know. I'm just going to have it let hang, somebody said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a zip tie. I'm going to put the zip tie through. And I'm going to zip tie it through these holes right here.
Put netting and fish on top.
I will. I just have to get the netting on. The fish are just wood. They're really light.
I'm just reading the comments.
Pardon?
I'm just reading the comments.
Oh, that's okay. You can read. I'm just kind of draping. I'm going to just zip tie these on, a couple places on. Oh. I really wish I put my glasses on. This actually has a hook. All Alright, go down the other hole. So it's just going to kind of drape there.
Alright, put your glasses on.
I know, I can't find them.
Like Freddy.
I know, right? Alrighty.
That bedazzled hat. Love it. Goes with
Actually,
your
my
bedazzled
friend-
shirt.
I know, my Mickey plus Minnie equals love.
That's the hat you got on the cruise. Isn't it?
Yeah, Tammy bought it for me. My friend bought it for me. Actually, this is going to be pretty cool. Just want to make sure my ribbons are okay. I'm going to take another zip
Darn
tie.
it, late. You're late. Where
Who's
you
late?
all been?
No, that's Michelle's.
I keep trying to practice it and see if I can do it.
You can't do it, honey.
Should just call me a goober.
You are a goober.
I'm a goober.
So I'm just zip tying. As you can tell, I really love my zip ties. So I don't even have to use glue or anything. I'm zip tying this net right to the board, and it's just two places it's going to hang. And of course I did it upside down. I really have to take this bracelet off when I'm wreathing. All the charms get caught on it. Alrighty.
I knew that was coming sooner or later.
What?
She said you are a goober.
Okay. So, now this fishing rod. We want the handle going upwards. I like it right there.
See, if it was like for
Okay.
you fishing, you just tie it to a big rock or something.
Shut up.
What?
You think you're so funny. You're not funny. What if I went around this line? Okay, this is just taking me a long time.
Are you confused?
No, it's just I just really didn't know what I was going to do, and I'm just kind of playing around.
Just right.
Oh, I'm just playing around. Thinking of, no, this is probably painful for you guys to watch. You're like, move it over here.
Yeah, but this one's for you tonight, remember?
Yeah, that's why I'm just playing.
This is your therapy. Okay, Michelle, that's not called for.
What did she call you, a big goober?
No, she said put Dave's head on the hook.
Okay.
Hook a fish on the hook.
I'm going to.
Put a fish on the hook.
There we go. I think I like it just like that.
Yeah, Michelle, well, you're just a monkey.
Okay. Okay.
Best I could come up with.
Is that the best you can come up with?
That's the best I could come up with.
This is a big old fish on his hook. I'm gonna get a, I might just hot glue this maybe. And where'd my bobber go?
Why are you picking on me, monkey? That's call me Lane. Now I'm a Lane Goober. Bam!
Bam? Did she give you a bam and
She
everything?
gave me a bam. Hey Michelle, I got a t-shirt for you. Bam!
Bam. Okay, so fish on. I'm gonna add a few more little fishes. I have to cut these because they blend in. I was trying to use the color. Well, there's a colorful one. He's caught in the net. And he's just going to hang like that because he's fish on. Oh, maybe down here. Ooh! Now, should the fish be over or under the net? Inquiring minds want to know.
Does it fishing that right at the handle and the pole? The pole is too heavy at the base.
Okay.
That's a good one. I'm getting ready to make some t-shirts. What, are you going to do a BAM one? Over so you can see them.
Over? Okay.
Oh, we got an under. We got an over and under.
Maybe I'll do
Another under.
maybe do a couple over and a couple under. The over one I
Now
will.
we have a both. Both.
Yeah, I think I'll do both.
Under. I think we've got like a 33% consensus on each one.
Where are my glasses? You need to. Although I'm almost done, I need my glasses. I can't see.
Pretty mixed up between under, over, and both.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm zip tying this part of the net.
Yeah, just leave it. Monkey's on both of them.
Okay.
Half and half.
Okay. He's going to hang like that. That one's going to go like that. Okay, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner. I'm just going to wrap it around here. Trying to avoid using as much hot glue as I can. There. Do it there, and then I'm just going to put it down in the hole that I can't see because I'm blind. There we go. I'm not going to do this too tight because we want it to sit on the wreath.
How come you doing pipe cleaner, says it?
Just for the pole. There.
That was my question.
Oh. There. So it's pipe cleanered in. So it's not going anywhere.
The ones under you caught, the ones over got away.
Good idea. That's what I was thinking too.
Hello, Daniel.
I'm just going to put a little dab of glue right there. Don't need a lot because I've already secured the pole. Okay, we're going to pull these up. We will put the fish. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on the back of this. Just
Use a piece of wire through the eyelet to hold it.
okay. I think it's pretty good there because I've got it really good. It's good on this here. Okay. Now I'm going to do a couple. I'll have to fix all these when I put it on the door. It's hard to do this upside down. Okay.
Well, some well wishes to Amy. Daniel just told me she had a rough night in the ER. She had a kidney infection.
Oh. So sorry, my honey.
So, shout out to Amy.
Shout out to Amy. Ow. Okay.
I guess she spent
This-
some time in the ER last night.
this guy's caught in the net. So put a little bit of glue there. And this is the back side, so you won't see any of the glue. Actually, this was really fun to make. Kind of wreathing on the go.
Dan says it looks really great.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, eh? I think my dad will like it. It was fun too. Got my mind off a lot of stuff. Okay. There! That one's caught in the net. I'll make my dad watch this so he can see how much effort I put into this. And I'll put another fish maybe right there. Oh.
Where is it? I don't even think Amy's still on here.
Well, she's not feeling good.
Oh, well, I hope she's feeling better. That's what that. What's she doing here?
Okay, I'm just gluing this on. I got my Gorilla Glue. I'm pretty confident.
Well, I hope you feel better, Amy.
Yeah, I feel better, honey. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the sign. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to put it up behind me.
Oh, that means I gotta come up.
I have to fix all my ribbons. I'm done. It's good enough. I think my dad will love it.
We gotta show people the clock too. They want to see
Yeah.
that too.
Maybe one more fish on the top
One
here.
more fish.
Yeah, one more fish right at the top here. He's going on top. Ah. These, I can't even remember. These are Hobby Lobby fishes. Like I said, these were some kind of wind chime thing.
I wonder what happened if you threw this one in the pool. It would float.
It probably would float.
Where did you get the fish?
Hobby Lobby. It was a wind chime. I think it was last year that I just kind of deconstructed. They're actually little. They're wood fish, but they're really light. There. I think I love it. Let's see now how we pick it up. I have to fix my ribbons, of course, but everything's secured. And I'm happy with everything. And I think I really love it. And I feel so much better. Like, literally, I was so depressed when I started this live. And I feel so much better now that I can basically... Ah! Oh, we might need one more fish. Right in the center there. Hold on. No, you know what? I don't want to overdo it with the fish. Okay, babe. I'm going to hang it up.
We're doing it?
Fish on.
Fish on. Still looks like I'm okay.
Might have to. Hold on. Did you bring it up?
Yes, I already did. Oh, now you took it down again?
Yeah, hold on a sec. Bless you!
Excuse me.
Only because these zip ties, I didn't cut them in the back.
They can still see the top of your head. I'm just leaving the camera.
Oh, okay. No, I just had to, I didn't cut the zip tie tails. There we go. Well, this is just so much fun. one underneath. So you can see my pole. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I don't know, what's everybody think? Maybe my net's too long.
Oh, yeah, well, I gotta get the whole net in there. I think that's cool.
I think it's cool too.
Now you're back in the way again.
Sorry, I was just playing around with fish. What if I stuck them in here? Just playing around.
Oh, we got a net is too low and net is great.
Yeah, I'll probably have to
It's adorable, it's awesome, love it. So not quite a 97%.
You know what, I'll play around with it. But it was fun to make. And it made me feel better. Anyways, you can do lots of things with these things. I will play around with it a little bit, but that's my fishing wreath. I think my dad will love it. I gotta fix the ribbons, and I'll take a picture of it tomorrow when I've actually primped it all up and, you know, did all the stuff, because my ribbons are all not perfect or anything, but it was fun. Well, thank you for...
They want to see the clock.
Oh, the clock. Just take the whole tripod.
I'm just going to take the whole thing. We're going for a walk for everybody. Woo, look at the ceiling. Sorry to make you dizzy. We're going for a walk. Towards the window. Sorry guys, but you wanted to see the clock. Okay. Now I will make it go. And really? No, we'll come back to Lori now.
No, play it again.
Really?
Why not?
Okay, Lori says play it one more time.
It's still, I love it. It's so peaceful. What?
What in the Alice in Wonderland tripping shrooms heck is that clock?
It's my clock. I love it.
Okay, we'll go back to Lori to finish this up here.
I'm done.
Well, we'll come back and say goodnight or whatever. We're not going to do the Amy and Dan sing-along or nothing like that.
I don't have a song. We're not that cool.
We're not Amy and Dan cool. Oh, I'm stuck. Sorry. Oh, heck. Sorry, people.
You're stuck.
No, I'm just making a mess here.
Okay. Me too. I'll fix this after. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me on my my impromptu live and playing around with fish on. I love it. It's cute. My dad will love it. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day and love you all. Bye, everybody.